Welcome. In this engaging exploration, you'll hear the story titled Andrew Tate's Wealth Mindset. Join Andrew as he embarks on a transformative journey, seeking to unlock the secrets of wealth while facing inner doubts and societal pressures. Throughout the story, we'll delve into themes of self-improvement, resilience, and personal growth. As you listen, I'll provide brief explanations for any complex vocabulary and notable grammar choices we encounter, ensuring a smooth and enriching experience. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into this motivational and insightful narrative. The electric buzz filled the room, an undercurrent of excitement and anticipation. Voices mingled in a hum as hundreds gathered for the seminar. The dimly lit auditorium shimmered with the glow of smartphones and tablets, each attendee ready to capture every morsel of wisdom. Andrew sat among the crowd, his eyes fixed on the stage. There, under the harsh glare of the spotlight, stood Sophia Brown. Her presence was commanding, yet calm. Her words promised insight into the elusive art of wealth acquisition, an art Andrew desperately wished to master. Sophia's voice sliced through the ambient noise, clear and resonant. "The mindset," she declared, "is the cornerstone of wealth. Without the right mindset, even the most ingenious strategies falter." Her words were like a balm, soothing yet invigorating. Andrew felt a spark of inspiration ignite within him. Her speech was a melody of hope, one that promised transformation if only the listener would heed its tune. As Sophia continued, Andrew's thoughts drifted momentarily. His life, comfortably stagnant, weighed on him like a heavy cloak. The ennui, meaning dissatisfaction from lack of excitement, had slowly crept into his daily routine, leaving him restless. The notion of change lingered at the edges of his consciousness, a tempting yet daunting prospect. Sophia's voice drew him back. "Visualize your goals. Embrace the power within you to reshape your reality." Her words were a call to action, yet Andrew felt a familiar wave of self-doubt crash over him. Could he really transform his life? His outwardly sanguine, meaning optimistic demeanor, often masked the turmoil beneath. In truth, the fear of failure was never far from his thoughts. Yet, beneath the trepidation, a flicker of resolve took root. The prospect of living a life defined by mediocrity was unbearable. Andrew felt irresolute, meaning determined, urged to break free from the shackles of his own making. He had grown tired of merely dreaming about success while doing little to achieve it. The seminar room seemed to pulsate with potential as Sophia concluded her address. "Remember," she said, her voice both firm and encouraging, "the journey to wealth begins in the mind. All else follows." Her parting words were a beacon, guiding Andrew through the haze of uncertainty. As applause filled the room, Andrew made a silent vow. He would approach Sophia, not just for advice, but for mentorship. Her guidance could be the catalyst for the change he yearned for. He envisioned himself standing beside her, learning, growing, transforming. The seminar drew to a close, and the crowd slowly dispersed. Andrew remained seated, absorbing the reverberating, meaning, echoing, silence that filled the space. It underscored the magnitude of his decision. With a deep breath, he rose from his seat, determination coursing through him like electric current. A path lay before him, uncertain, yet promising. Andrew was ready to step onto it, fueled by a newfound sense of purpose. The journey was daunting, but for the first time, he felt truly alive. Andrew stepped into the meditation space, greeted by a salubrious breeze, meaning health-giving, carrying the scent of sandalwood and lavender. The room was bathed in soft, golden light that diffused tranquility. It was a haven from the bustling city streets outside, a place where chaos surrendered to calm. In the corner, Sophia sat cross-legged, her posture erect yet relaxed, eyes closed in deep meditation. Her presence exuded a calming energy that seemed to envelop the room. Andrew paused, captivated by the peaceful aura she radiated. Sophia opened her eyes, meeting Andrew's gaze with a gentle smile. "Join me," she invited, her voice soothing and assured. Andrew settled beside her, sensing the serene atmosphere seep into his being. Once he was comfortable, Sophia began to share her story. Her voice carried the weight of experience, yet was lightened by a note of optimism. "There was a time," she confessed, "when my life was precarious, meaning unstable. Financial instability was a constant companion." Andrew listened intently, drawn in by her candor. She spoke of nights spent worrying about bills and days consumed by uncertainty. Yet, woven through her narrative was a thread of unwavering resilience. Resilience, Sophia articulated, is indispensable, meaning essential, for anyone aspiring to transform their life. She paused, allowing her words to sink in. Not only does resilience guide success, but it ensures growth. Inversion for emphasis, auxiliary, plus subject, plus base form. Andrew nodded, internalizing her wisdom. He could feel the words resonating within him, a spark igniting a flame of resolve, meaning determination. Sophia's experiences were a mirror, reflecting his own fears and aspirations, but her triumphs inspired hope. "In life," Sophia continued, her tone both instructive and encouraging, "it's crucial to understand that setbacks are not failures. They are lessons. Each challenge I faced taught me something. This learning process is what ultimately fortified my resolve." Her words were a balm to Andrew's own anxieties. He admired her ability to transform adversity into strength, and he felt a sense of kinship with her struggles. Sophia's story wasn't just about survival. It was about thriving against the odds. "What you must remember, Andrew," Sophia said, her eyes meeting his with earnest clarity, "is that success isn't merely about wealth. It's about growth, both personal and professional. The journey is as significant as the destination." As the conversation flowed, Andrew's mindset began to shift. The insights Sophia offered were not just philosophical musings, but practical wisdom anchored in reality. He saw in her a mentor who could guide him through his own labyrinth of challenges. By the time their dialogue concluded, Andrew felt a profound change within. The efficacy, meaning effectiveness, of Sophia's guidance was undeniable. Her voice, calm and wise, had instilled in him a renewed sense of purpose. As he left the meditation space, the world outside seemed less daunting, its cacophony less intimidating. Andrew knew he carried with him not only Sophia's insights, but also a burgeoning inner strength. There was much to do, and now, fortified by newfound resolve, he felt ready to face whatever lay ahead. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the bustling cafe, wrapping Andrew in a familiar embrace. The clinking of cups provided a rhythmic background as he sat at a small, round table with his friends. Their expressions were a mixture of concern and skepticism, casting shadows over the genuine warmth of the moment. Andrew leaned back in his chair, trying to ignore the palpable, meaning tangible, doubt that seemed to hover in the air between them. "Andrew," said Mark, his brow furrowed in disbelief, "what's with this sudden obsession with wealth mindset? It sounds like you're living in a fantasy." His words were blunt, cutting through the casual banter that usually characterized their meetings. "Yeah," chimed in Lisa, her voice laced with both curiosity and critique. "Is this about proving something, or are you just trying to be someone you're not?" Her gaze was penetrating, searching for answers Andrew himself wasn't entirely sure of. Andrew's confidence wavered for a moment, the weight of their inquiries unsettling his carefully constructed resolve. "It's not about proving anything," he replied, his voice steady yet tinged with an undercurrent of defensiveness. "I just believe there's more to life than what we're told. I'm aiming for something bigger." Despite his assertive tone, internally a ripple of uncertainty coursed through him. His friend's skepticism planted seeds of doubt, challenging the very foundation of his newfound beliefs. Later, the contrast was stark as Andrew entered Sophia's office. The chaos of the cafe seemed worlds away as he inhaled deeply, the scent of incense infusing the air, a calming presence that felt almost effervescent. Sophia sat behind her desk, her demeanor serene and inviting, as if the world outside couldn't intrude upon her tranquility. "Andrew," she began, her voice a soothing balm amidst his turbulent thoughts, "remember why you started this journey. Stay focused on your objectives." Her words were deliberate, each syllable imbued with wisdom and purpose. Andrew nodded, absorbing the steady strength in her advice. But he hesitated. "What about the negativity? It feels like a cacophony, meaning harsh mixture of sounds, drowning out my thoughts." Sophia leaned forward, her gaze unwavering and calm. "Let that negativity be noise," she advised, "a background hum to the melody you're creating. Use it to sharpen your focus." As if on cue, the distant hum of city traffic seeped through the window, a reminder of life's constant motion beyond these walls. In that moment, Andrew felt a shift. Sophia's counsel resonated, giving him the clarity he desperately needed. He decided then to distance himself from the naysayers. Their negativity was like a relentless storm, but it no longer had the power to shake his resolve. It was time to clear his mental slate, to actively filter out the negativity that threatened his progress. With newfound determination, Andrew began to envision a life where he was no longer swayed by the doubts of others. He saw his path clearly now, a journey marked by resilience and personal growth. He'd cultivate a mindset that allowed him to transcend the noise, focusing instead on the symphony he was destined to compose. As he left Sophia's office, the city buzzed around him, vibrant and alive. The noise was still there, but it was different now, a background harmony to his newfound resolve. The path ahead was uncharted, yet it called to him with a promise of discovery and transformation. And with each step, Andrew knew he was closer to unlocking the secrets he'd long sought. In the distance, the sun dipped below the skyscrapers, casting long shadows that once might have seemed daunting. Now, they were merely part of the landscape, challenges to navigate rather than obstacles to fear. Andrew's heart was light, his mind clear, as he embraced the adventure that lay before him. The office, perched high above the city skyline, exuded an air of opportunity. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the bustling metropolis, the relentless pace of life below a constant reminder of the stakes. Sophia Brown sat across from Andrew Tate, her presence as calming as the minimalist decor that adorned the space. The room was a sanctuary for ideas, a place where ambition met strategy in a harmonious dance. Sophia leaned forward, her gaze steady and wise. "Investments are like a garden," she began, her voice imbued with a warmth that put Andrew at ease. "You must plant a variety of seeds to ensure a bountiful harvest." She paused, letting the metaphor sink in. A diversified portfolio, meaning varied investments, can weather the storm of market volatility. Andrew nodded, absorbing her words with an eagerness that masked his inner turmoil. The weight of societal expectations pressed on his shoulders, a constant whisper of inadequacy. Yet, here in this office, he felt the stirrings of potential. Each strategy Sophia laid out was another brick in the foundation he was building for himself. "The palpable, meaning tangible sense of control you'll gain," Sophia continued, "is empowering. It turns chaos into opportunity." Her voice was a soothing counterpoint to the energetic hum of the city outside. Andrew could almost touch the burgeoning confidence within him as he visualized applying these techniques. Sophia's explanation of a diversified portfolio made sense. He imagined the layers of investments like the complex yet sturdy structure of the cityscape around him. It was a mosaic of potential, each piece critical to the overall picture. He could feel his understanding deepening, the puzzle of wealth building slowly assembling in his mind. "The streets below," Sophia gestured toward the window, "are filled with those who chase success blindly. But you," she smiled, "are learning to navigate it with purpose." Her words resonated, a clarion call to the part of Andrew that craved more than mere survival. Andrew's resolve sharpened, slicing through the fog of doubt. "I see it now," he said, his voice gaining strength. "I won't just follow the tide. I intend to forge my own path." He spoke with an assertiveness that surprised even himself. The transformation underway, as tangible as the desk between them. Sophia's nod was one of approval, her calm demeanor, a stark contrast to Andrew's determined fervor. The dynamic between them crackled with the electricity of new beginnings. "Remember," she advised, slipping effortlessly into the subjunctive mood for emphasis, "should you encounter setbacks, remain anchored to your vision." Subjunctive mood, hypothetical or advised actions. Sophia's experiences, once marred by her own financial struggles, shaped her teachings. Her calm wisdom was hard-won, a testament to resilience. Andrew found solace in her guidance, an anchor in a sea of uncertainty. The conversation flowed, each exchange a step closer to Andrew's goal. They delved deeper into strategies, exploring the nuances of risk and reward. "Mitigate," meaning reduce the risks, Sophia emphasized, "and you increase your chances of success." Andrew listened intently, allowing the layers of knowledge to envelop him. The urgency of the city streets below mirrored his own drive, a relentless pursuit of a future he could almost taste. The noise, once overwhelming, now underscored the necessity of his journey. As their meeting drew to a close, Sophia's voice carried a final note of encouragement. "Believe in your capacity to adapt and grow," she said. "The market will test you, but your resolve will define you." Andrew stood, his mind a whirlwind yet clearer than it had been in years. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, but he felt equipped to face them. The city that once loomed large now seemed to beckon, a landscape of possibilities awaiting his exploration. As he left the office, the sounds of the city enfolded him once more. Yet they no longer intimidated. Instead, they spurred him onward. He had taken the first steps toward mastering his destiny, and the journey promised not just wealth, but transformation. Andrew paused briefly, gazing out at the panoramic view, a tableau of ambition and opportunity. With Sophia's wisdom echoing in his mind, he knew that the journey was just beginning. And somewhere, within the cacophony of the city, his future awaited. Andrew stood in his opulent office, the view of the city stretching beyond the glass walls. The hum of urban life below was palpable, a constant reminder of the world's relentless pace. Yet, despite the luxury surrounding him, his mind was besieged, meaning surrounded, by fears of impending financial setbacks. He had always prided himself on his ability to predict market trends, but the uncertainty gnawed at his confidence. His thoughts were interrupted by the sharp ring of his phone. It was Sophia. Her voice, calm and steady, came through the line like a balm to his troubled soul. "Andrew," she began, "remember the time you turned everything around back in 2018? You tackled every hurdle with grace." Sophia's words transported him back to those days. Her recount of his past triumphs over adversity grounded him momentarily, anchoring him in the reality that he had been here before and emerged victorious. As they spoke, the scent of fresh coffee from the cafe below drifted through an open window. It was rich and invigorating, stirring something within him. Andrew mulled over his fear of failure, aware of the societal pressure bearing down on him. The world expected great things from him, but the burden was heavy. Sophia's call ended, leaving him with a renewed sense of clarity. Determination rekindled, Andrew decided to tackle his fears head-on. He reflected on the notion of resilience, meaning ability to recover quickly, and how it had been a constant companion in his journey. This time, he reminded himself, would be no different. He stepped out of his office into the bustling city streets. The cacophony of urban life enveloped him, each sound a reminder of the vitality around him. Andrew resolved to take calculated risks, trusting in his newfound knowledge and experience. Had he known, inversion for emphasis, auxiliary plus subject plus past participle, the journey would be this daunting, he might have hesitated, but no more. As he walked, the luminescent city lights, meaning glowing, seemed to mirror his burgeoning confidence. They were an emblem of his evolving mindset, a testament to his inner transformation. The city, once perceived as an adversary, now felt like a partner in his quest for success. Andrew's pace quickened, matching the rhythm of the bustling streets. With each step, he shed his apprehensions, embracing the challenge ahead. The path was clear, and for the first time in a long time, he felt genuinely ready to face whatever lay ahead. In the distance, a faint melody from a street musician reached his ears, soft yet hopeful. It was as if the city itself was serenading him, urging him toward greatness. He smiled to himself, acknowledging the subtle irony. Here, amidst the chaos, he found a moment of peace. There was a long way to go, but Andrew knew he wasn't alone. Sophia would always be a phone call away, and his own resilience would see him through. The future felt promising, a canvas awaiting his bold strokes. And as he moved forward, the hook of destiny tugged gently at him, promising more tales to unfold. Andrew stood at the window of his luxurious high-rise office, gazing out at the city below, a resplendent view, meaning dazzling, that mirrored his financial triumphs. The skyscrapers glinted in the afternoon sun, each one a testament to ambition fulfilled. And beneath it all, the streets teemed with the pulse of life. To Andrew, this panorama was not merely a sight, but a symbol of his newfound success. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee enveloped him, providing both comfort and a moment for reflection. He inhaled deeply, letting the rich scent draw him back through the corridors of his memory. His journey to this point had been fraught with challenges and self-doubt. Yet here he stood, a man transformed, his previous uncertainties giving way to a burgeoning confidence that was as palpable, meaning tangible, as the coffee he now savored. Minutes later, he found himself in the serene meditation space, a place of quietude amidst the city's chaos. Sophia sat across from him, her presence as calming as the room itself. "Congratulations, Andrew," she said, her voice a gentle brook of wisdom. "You truly embody the wealth mindset now." He met her gaze, recognizing the truth in her words. "Thank you, Sophia. Your guidance has been invaluable." "You've come a long way," she acknowledged, her eyes holding a glimmer of pride. "Remember, wealth is as much about mindset as it is about money." Her words resonated deeply, echoing the transformation he had undergone. The path had not been easy, but in conquering his fears, he had uncovered a confidence that was unassailable, meaning undeniable. Later, Andrew walked through the bustling city streets, his steps light yet purposeful. The noise and energy of the city no longer intimidated him. Instead, they invigorated him. He had plans, aspirations that stretched beyond the horizon. If he were to succeed, subjunctive mood for hypothetical situations, he needed to focus on the next steps that would solidify his position and influence. As he navigated the throngs of people, an encounter with a young entrepreneur caught him by surprise. The eager youth, eyes filled with ambition and a hint of desperation, reminded Andrew of himself not too long ago. Sensing an opportunity to give back, Andrew offered advice, sharing insights garnered from his own journey. "Focus on your vision," he advised, his charisma palpable. "Don't let doubt deter you." Had I known, inversion for emphasis, auxiliary plus subject plus past participle, the power of confidence earlier, I would have started even sooner. The young entrepreneur absorbed his words, gratitude evident in his expression. Andrew felt a surge of purpose, a fulfillment not from accumulating wealth, but from imparting wisdom. As the day drew to a close, Andrew returned to his office. The city, once more, spread before him in all its splendor. Alone with his thoughts, he reflected on the winding road he had traveled. An epiphany, meaning sudden realization, struck him. True wealth was not just about accumulation, but about the freedom and opportunity to shape his own destiny. This realization was profound, setting the stage for the next phase of his life. He stood there, contemplating the vast possibilities, aware that the journey was far from over. There remained much to achieve, and Andrew felt ready, confident that his new understanding of wealth would guide him forward. Thanks for tuning in to the English Frequency Podcast. We're glad to be part of your English learning journey, from beginner to advanced. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, share, and leave a review. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and see you in the next episode.